Hi, Sean.
Sean.
That's my friend.
What up, yo? What's Gucci?
I love you, Sean.
This is super exciting.
Yes, it is.
I don't think we've had a club here since I was in high school, right, Dev?
Yeah.
Probably.
True.
This is my first club talk for high school kids since May of my senior year, when I got to give a club talk at my friend Will's house. And it was awesome. It was exciting. And this is something I've been like really wanting to do. I grew a playoff beard until I could give a club talk, and so it's been 3 years since I shaved, and this is where I'm at. So, yeah.
He really did.
Yeah. It's funny stuff. I got a question. Have you guys ever been lost before? And not like I get lost all the time when I'm driving. Ask Maria. We usually fight about it, and I'm right. But I mean, like, really lost to the point where you're afraid.
Yeah.
Or have you ever lost something and you were like, oh my gosh, I'm going to die, I don't know where it is.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about this club talk, and I've known I was doing it for like a week or so, and I was like, I don't think I've ever been lost, but I'm not sure, because I've had 7 concussions. The last one was, I had amnesia. It was in 2008 and thought it was 2004. So that was usually a good thing to happen. And so I was like, you know what, I don't remember anything. Let me call my dad. And so I said, Dad, have I ever been lost? He's like, no, not you. He's like, but your brother. And I was like, what happened? He's like, well, he's like, when you were a baby, I took your brothers, Michael and Robert, we went Christmas tree shopping out east, and we decided to play a game of tag. Played it, hide and seek. And Robert went and hid, and for about a half hour, my dad's looking for him, and he can't find him. And my dad does this thing. He goes, I can't whistle, but he does that, and immediately I turn around and look at him, because it's just, I'm trained like a dog. Literally, my dad whistles, or at this point, if like anybody whistles, because I just like immediately will turn and look at them. Don't do it, Jason. And so he's whistling, and my brother's 6 years old, and eventually, after half hour, 45 minutes, my dad finds him behind a tree. And he's like, Robert, did you hear me calling? And he's like, yeah, but I mean, we're playing hide and seek. I thought you were trying to trick me. And so he grabs my brother, and he takes him home. And I was like, wait, did you get a Christmas tree? He's like, no. And I was like, well, why not? He's like, because I was so afraid that I had lost your brother. He's like, that I didn't know what to do. And the only thing I could do was go home. And he's like, and that's why you were never lost. Because I was so afraid that moment I lost your brother, that I would never, ever lose you. And I was just like, wow, that's really cool. And you can't believe you lost Rob. But it reminds me of the story in the Gospel of Luke, and it's really awesome. But this is Jesus talking, and he's talking to a bunch of people, and this is what he says. He says, suppose one of you has 100 sheep and loses one of them. And you guys are probably like, well, I don't really care about sheep. I probably have never seen one. Well, back then, sheep are actually pretty valuable. It might be like you're like a car dealer. If you lost a car, you wouldn't be like, oh, I got like 99 more, so it's like, whatever, it's no big deal. It's a big deal. You don't want to lose a sheep. They're very valuable. One of you loses a sheep. Doesn't he leave the 99 in the open country and go after the lost sheep until he finds it? When he finds it, he joyfully puts it on his shoulders and goes home. Then he calls his friends and neighbors together and says, rejoice with me. I found my lost sheep. And I love that. And what I love a lot, too, is a movie called The Lion King, and we're going to watch a clip of that. So.
Oh no, it's the sad part!
Come on. No, I hate this part. This part makes you cry. His face is precious.
Quick! Stampede in the gorge.
Find the Lion
Simba's
King.
down there. Simba.
Cats are always supposed to land on their feet, though.
It's so funny that something like The Lion King. Lie down. You guys think that's it? You know how many times I watched that stinking thing today? Like, I literally, that's like my 5th or 6th time watching. I'm emotionally drained. I want to read this parable again. But suppose one of you has 100 sheep and loses one of them. Doesn't he leave the 99 in the open country and go after the lost sheep until he finds it? When he finds it, he joyfully puts it on his shoulders and goes home. It's just that, Mufasa and Simba. What I love is when Scar comes and says, there's a stampede in the gorge. Mufasa's kind of like, whatever, man, it's Africa, it happens all the time. And then he's like, no, Simba's there. And then, do you see him hesitate at all? No, he goes straight for Simba. And he gets to that ledge, and he's like, oh, okay, I don't know where Simba is. And he's kind of freaking out for a second. And Zazu finds him. And he tells Mufasa where he is. Mufasa, without a moment's hesitation, immediately runs down into the valley, where there are thousands of, you saw the wildebeest. That part, I'm 20 years old, and I'm like, literally like clenching my fist, and I'm nervous because I'm afraid, and I'm not even in the movie. But you see Mufasa goes right into the issue, right into danger, where Simba's totally like, Simba's gonna die. If Mufasa doesn't go there, Simba's dead. Without a moment's hesitation. It reminds me of another story in Scripture. I'm not going to read it, but I'm going to paraphrase it. You guys know the story of Jesus when he walks on water? And his buddy calls him out, and he walks to, and then he sinks. He's like, Lord, save me. And it says immediately Jesus reaches out his hands and saves him. I love, that's what Scripture's all about. That's what God's all about. I don't know what you think of him, but when I was in high school, I remember thinking, you know what, man, God's like, just sits in heaven, has like a really long beard, he's dressed in white, and he doesn't care. He's just out there somewhere in the distance and doesn't care at all about me, doesn't know what's going on at all. But that's where I was so wrong, and I want you guys to see that God isn't distant and far off, because it tells us that in John, the first chapter of John says, Christ came and made his dwelling among us. He dwelt among man. He knows what it's like. He knows what it's like to struggle. And that was just like, and I was like, whoa, wait, that doesn't make sense, because I'm like, no, God's like far off and doesn't care about me. And then my other view was God's like, you know what, well, even if God's not far off, then every time I make a mistake, he's like, no, stop. He's just so angry at me. But, did you see the way Mufasa grabs Simba? And he just climbs up on the ledge and gently puts him down? In this parable, and when he finds it, he joyfully puts it on his shoulders and go home. He's not whipping the sheep back into the pen where it belongs or back with the 99. He's not kicking it all the way and saying, you're an idiot, you're so dumb, why are you out here alone? No, he puts it on his shoulders with love and carries it back, and then when he's there, he celebrates. He doesn't send it to its room to be punished, because that's not the God that we know. This might be your first time at Young Life, and that is not the God that we're going to tell you about. That's not who Jesus Christ is. Mufasa represents Jesus Christ. If you've never seen Lion King, watch it again, because it's all about the Bible. It's all about Jesus Christ. Earlier, Simba, Mufasa's like, hey, this whole kingdom, everything life touches, it's yours, you dig it? And he's like, yeah, it's totally cool, except I'm going to go hang out in the elephant boneyard and get attacked by hyenas. And what does Mufasa do? He comes and rescues him. If I'm Mufasa, I'm going to not be happy about that. He disobeyed me, and I'm going to be very upset. Mufasa rescues him. And then, I don't know how long it was in between that, but then Simba is in the gorge. He's where all these wildebeest are going to kill him. Mufasa's not angry. Mufasa's not like, you know what, whatever. He messed up. That's it. Cut him off. He's done. Fight the wildebeest yourself, because you messed up too many times. And Mufasa goes there immediately. For Simba to be saved, Mufasa dies. We're just like Simba. We're just like the lost sheep. And you know what? We probably don't even know we're lost. That one sheep, that doesn't know it's lost. Sheep are really dumb. They're actually, IQ level, they might be the dumbest animal. It doesn't know it's lost. But Christ, who's the shepherd of that story, Christ, who Mufasa represents, doesn't hesitate to go to us. He doesn't hesitate to bring us joyfully back to where we belong, to safety. But sometimes we're just like, whatever. Or, you know what, I don't believe in God because he's like way out there doing his own thing, sitting on a throne because he's got a sweet beard and he's dressed in white. Or no, you know what, I don't believe in God, or I don't want to deal with God because he's going to be angry with me. Keep coming to club. Keep hearing what we have to say, because I guarantee we're going to dispel any idea that you have of God being far off or angry at you, because that is not who he is. The first book of John 1, it's a letter that the Apostle John wrote, it says God is love. Okay, it says that he's love, and he's gentle with his sheep. Here's what I want you guys to think about for the next week or so. In the book of Luke, chapter 19, verse 10, it says, Jesus says, I have come to seek and save the lost. It doesn't say that the sheep was lost and was looking for me. The parable I read, it doesn't say the sheep is lost looking for Jesus. No, Jesus is looking for the sheep. Jesus is looking for us. You guys I just want you guys to think about that. What are you going to do? What are you going to do if Jesus Christ is looking for you? How is that going to change you? I can't stress that enough. Jesus Christ, if you think that God is far off and distant, that you think he's going to be angry with you, then you've been lied to. You've been misled. Somebody's lied to you, and that makes me pretty upset, because I like you guys a lot. And I don't want you guys to think that, because that's not the truth. I don't want anybody to lie to you. The leaders who stand up here, or sit here and do techie stuff, or just sit in the crowd, we know the truth. We know that God will not be angry with you he's coming to rescue you. I mean, Mufasa wasn't like, Simba, dang it, I've got to go into that. No, he gladly, without hesitation, gives up his life for his own son. He's come to seek and save us who are lost. God is love. God isn't distant. God made his dwelling among us. God knows what we go through. Thanks for listening. I'm going to pray, and then we're going to